Okay, so just something else to point out that we're going to do on the revamp here is the T-moulding. Now, if we go up nice and close, have a look at the T-moulding there. All the T-moulding is, it's got a gloss finish, laminate over it, and it's gone horrible over it, if you have a look at that. Up around the top here, see that? It's actually got a line all the way down. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to replace it. Now the T-mold we get it overseas in America. We buy it in around 500 meters. We've got lots of this. We've got all different colors, like we've got the red here. We've got green, purple, yellow, black. And what it is you have a look, it's a flat red. It hasn't got the glossy laminate over that will go horrible. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace that with the nice T-mold we've got. And when it's on, I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, so as you'll see now, we've replaced the T-mold over with the new stuff. The groove that it went into was a little bit wide, so what we've had to do is glue it, and we've taped it in place for overnight. So you'll see the finished product on that when we show the finished machine, but at the moment we've changed over the T-mold to get away from that horrible plastic line texture for it. Okay, so we have got everything wired up inside the machine. First off, before I go and show the inside, we'll go quickly around it. So we've got our side rails in place, so you have a look at this. We've also got our gold leaf buttons in place, lit up. And as I mentioned in the first video, we've replaced the hinge there with a nice red one. Looks really good. I'll go around to the front. You see the same on this side. Decided to put just the same colour red in behind the laser cutouts, the X there on the side rails. And as you'll see, we've got the extra buttons in now, so we've got our magnets, the left and the right, and we've got our half mute. We'll show that more, how that works when the machine's completely finished and put together, and some gameplay, etc. Okay guys, so what we'll do now is we'll have a bit of a quick look at some photos of before and after of the inside of the machine. First thing we'll go and have a look at is the fans. So as we mentioned in the first video, we've put in a lot more ventilation with fans. So that fan there is blowing the air up into the cabinet, and then you've got the two at the back that's blowing the air back out. If you have a look up underneath, we've got the second hole where the power supply for the computer is. Okay, so you've got your fan there, and you've got your second one there, which is the power supply to the PC. That's also blowing the air into the cabinet. Okay, the blades. So we've got our blades in place now. We've got our addressable leads up the side there, which is in a nice plastic channel, going right up the edge. We've got the matrix at the back there. That's got a nice 6mm tinted piece of perspex over it as well. and down this side. Okay, so the screen will be fitting hard in between the blades as well, so you'll get edge to edge for the TV screen, the Samsung that will be going back in. And another thing to mention, we'll show this in a video, on the third video, is we've got the Velcro through here. It's kind of like carpet, right up the edges. So the side rails stay in place, and what you can do is you can slide the glass completely out for maintenance to take the TV screen out, or slide the glass down. Like I say, we'll show that, and you can clean the dust or wipe down the screen and just simply push the glass back up and it just slides up nicely underneath the rail here. At the front too, we have a nice piece of timber put in. We have a hole here where the enter button comes up, select fire, punch it button comes through, hook the lights and the button up to, and we also have a bit of that nice Velcro through the front there. So when the TV screen hits up against that, you just see this nice bit of Velcro right around the hole outside. Have a look at that. Okay, so we'll go right through it. The plunger here as well. Have a look at that. Okay, so we replaced that with an Oak Micros analog plunger. So this is what we have in here now, and here's a before photo. And on the right, you'll see the shaker motor in place. You see the two relay boards that we reused. So we reused them and put them in place. We've got two power supplies. We've got a 12 volt there and a 5 volt power supply there for the matrix. The 12 volt does all your solenoids. Okay, so we've also got our tactile feedback system. We had the two original ones that we've put in place. We've moved it a bit closer to the flipper, and we've got the second one at the back there. So now they're wired from front to back, not left to right, and you have a look on this side. You'll see that we've added another one towards the back. So we've doubled that to 4 instead of 2. Solenoids. So we've got 8 times solenoids in. So you've got your flippers there, left and right. 3 and 4 for your slingshots. And the extra ones we've put in also will be through the middle here. It's your bumpers, so that's 5, 6 and 7. And your very back one, number 8. Got all our switches at the front. We've got our volume control. You can turn the table volumes up and down. We've got our switches for the matrix solenoids you can turn off. We've reused the amplifier here for the tactile feedback system. We've added in the switch, which I'll show that in a second how that works for the shaker motor. So you can turn it up and down to your taste, or turn it completely off. And the computer, the PC specs. So what we've done there is we've moved the subwoofer over, we've tied it all up, we've put it on a nice shelf, we've put the power supply in underneath. And what that does is it hides a lot of wires, etc. In fact, if you take a look here of a photo beforehand, and as you'll see, it looks a lot better now. Okay, so we reused the specs because it's got a Ryzen 7. It's already got a 2060 graphics card, so the specs are all good on the PC. We've added our 1 terabyte system, our popper system to the machine, and we've put in a Samsung solid state drive, 1 terabyte there. Okay, so what I'll do now, just have a nice look through there, is I'll show how the solenoids and that work. Oh, and this is our Tenzi board too that we put in here for the addressable LEDs up the side in the matrix. I'll just pass the camera over, and what I'm going to do, if you ever look up on the back screen, I'm going to show you how the solenoids work. This is our program to test it out. Okay, so you see number 1, So through the relay board, it's a switch, so you can turn them on and off. Number 2, 3. So what you're hearing there is the solenoids firing. 3 and 4 are the slingshots. Number 8's your very back one here. Hear that. And through the middle, you've got 5, 6, and 7. So that's all your bumpers. Now if you have a look up the top, we've got the beacons still going at the moment, but what I'll do is I'll just pull out the USB to the second relay board and I'll get this going again, and I'll show you the shaker motor. Okay, so relay 1, if I switch that on, what you'll see is the 2 beacons up the top are flashing, so that's working. And number 3, you can hear that, that's the shaker motor. So go down where the shaker motor is, and I'll turn it on again. See how it just, the weights go around, and it's not very loud. Now I'll just leave it going. If we go to the switch here, now what I can do is I can turn it down, I can turn it right off, and I can turn it right up. And as you hear that, it's way too much, way too powerful. And I reckon around about half is where you want to be. So that's the genuine shaker motor, like so. Yeah, so that's all the solenoids, 8-time solenoids, your beacons up the top, and your shaker motor all going. Okay, so when we come back, guys, we're going to show the third part of the series here on this revamp of a virtual pinball machine. I hope it's given you a bit of an insight, a bit of education on what goes into a machine like this. There's a lot of work, what goes into the inside here. Yeah, so like I say, look out for part 3. We'll come back with the complete finished product. We'll go over the cabinet here, we'll do some gameplay, we'll show off the matrix, the system. We're going to go through and show how our volume underneath works, like our half mute, what the magnet buttons are for, as previously this machine didn't have them. We'll show how a magnet, also it's not just in gameplay, we use it in the menu system as well, on the left and right there. Yeah, so look forward to seeing you in part 3, and thanks for watching.